Okie doke, I'm here. Let me see if I got it. Okay, hello everybody. Yeah, I've been sitting here listening to you asking for Sam. I'm always in here about 15 after. Well, I've been in here all day, but I mean, I've been listening for that long. And guys, thanks again for sending that out and sharing that. That's very nice, very nice. I love your little shop in there, too. I need to get me a little shopper. I need to clean up my old one, I guess, and make some more room. I just get more and more junk. Anyway, let's see. Let's kick this thing off. It's 23. It went actually when y'all were talking a little bit ago. It was 25. It's already dropped to 23.7 here out of the 19 in Villa Rica this last night. And I think it's going down to like 11 or 12 tonight. So 23.7 is Sam say dit. Okay, anyway, let me see. I've got Dr. Ryan on here and Mac, of course, on the list this evening. Hope everybody stays warm out there. And this is another Tuesday night edition of the Samrc Swap and Fellowship Pre-Net. If you'd like to get on the Pre-Net roster for this evening, please come at this time. And this is WA4KM.
W4OB.
W4KR, Kevin.
K4BKC.
Okay, hey Bob, good to hear you. Hope you're feeling better. Got W4OB, Ray, Sandy Spring. Good evening, Ray, and good evening to you up there, Stan. I imagine it's pretty cool up there where you're at, Stan, and Bob as well, K4BKC. Anyone else like to get on the pre-net roster for this evening's WE4AM Net? I'm W4AMI. There we go. I'll get that A out in a second. If you'd like to get on the pre-net roster, please come now.
KA4OMI.
Okay, well, we'll start with this a little bit. May I forget Sam will buzz here. Let's see. Well, let's go ahead and pick up Ray. He's the first one I heard, and we did hear, like I said, Dr. Ron and Mac, and y'all were booming in here. Everybody, the band's in great shape. So Ray and Sandy Springs, how you doing this evening? It's over to you for your comments in the pre-net. W4OB, WA4KM.
WA4KM, this is W4OB. Well, a very good evening to you, Kevin. It's doing great from the voice of Villa Rica, the city of gold. And good evening to you, Stan, and Bob, and Eddie. So, what great band conditions. You're absolutely right, Kevin. It should be a great net tonight, and I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you had a very happy Christmas and a very happy New Year so far, Kevin. I've been truant for about, 3 or 4 weeks. We had the whole family here for Christmas, so anyway, we'll batten down the hatches for that cold weather that we're going to get. But let me send it back to you, Kevin, and thanks for doing the pre-net. WA4KM. This is W4OB.
Okay, Ray. Well, glad you're back. Glad everything went good. Spending time with family is always a good thing, especially during the Christmas holidays. And good to hear you. You're booming in here in the West Georgia. Okay, let me put a mark there. Stan up in Walhalla, you're a little northeast of me, and I'm sure y'all were getting some pretty cool weather this evening and last night as well. So let me pass it over to you, Stan. W4KR or WA4KM?
Yeah, okay, Kevin, good afternoon to you, WA4KM, W4KR Walhalla. Copied everybody real good, except Ray's signal was down, but I think that's a temporary propagation thing. Ray's just a little bit too close. 60 miles is too close, I guess. But he'll pop back up. Temperature here right now is 41, Kevin, 41 degrees, and it was down. It was down last night to what was it when I got up? It was about 34, 35, something like that. And yeah, they're saying tomorrow night's going to go down. I think tomorrow night it's going to be down around 15 or so, and supposedly down around 20 tonight. So it's funny, we live close enough to the foothills that it's never you go down to Anderson, which is airline 20 miles south of here, east southeast, and a very different weather pattern than we have just up here a little bit. But anyway, good to hear everybody, and we'll be listening. WA4KM, W4KR.
All right, Stan. Oh, I would have figured you would have been cooler than we were here, but like you said, crazy weather. It's dropped another 2.2 here, but well, we've got that backup stuff, and hopefully won't need it. Okay, before we pick up Bob up there, and I hope Bob's doing good, let me take a standby here and see if we've got anybody else that would like to get on the pre-net roster this evening for the Samrc Swaffing Fellowship Net. If you'd like to get on the pre-net roster, please come now this time.
W4MA.
In 4OZI.
W4.
Okay, let me tell you what I got out of that. Hey, I got Steve, W4MA, and then Alan, N4OZI, and then I heard Manuel, KW4TV. Did I miss anyone? I copied you, Greg, WA4. You got something going on your signal. I don't know if it's RF or something with the audio. But anyway, we'll come back to you. You might want to check it until we get back to you. But it was, I could understand you and I knew who you was, but it was pretty bad. Okay, Bob, K4BKC, sir, I hope you're doing much better. Over to you for your comments. WA4KM.
WA4KM, this is K4BKC. Well, good evening to you, Kevin, and everyone on the net and the pre-net. Yeah, I'm doing some better, and appreciate everybody's thoughts and prayers and thinking about me. But I'm still not 100%, but I miss being on here, so I got everything fired up, and I can dip the plate and pick the grid, so I'm doing some better. It's 19 degrees here. It's supposed to go down to 3 below here tonight, so we're getting some really cold weather. Having to watch the pipes here. But everybody's sounding good, copying everybody real well. Thanks for picking me up. WA4KM, K4BKC.
Okay, Bob, yeah, I can tell your voice is still a little weak, but we're still going to lift you up in our prayers because they work. We all know that. And wow, he said -4, -9. Holy smoke, I can't imagine. 19 too. Woo. Yeah, you may want to batten down or drip those faucets. And guys out there, I know I'm going to say this, but a lot of people don't know this, and most people do it, and my mother even done it for years, is they drip the cold and they do not drip the hot. The hot will freeze quicker than the cold. So if you're listening out there, FYI, drip the hot on one faucet and get another faucet and drip the cold because you need to keep those moving. Anyway, it's just a little FYI. Most know it, but just for that one, it may not. Okay, let's send this thing down to Eddie Brown and Williamson. Eddie Brown, KA4AMI. Over to you for your comments. WA4KM.
Okay. WA4KM, this is KA4AMI. Well, good evening, good afternoon, Kevin and Bob. Good to hear you back in here. It's great to hear your great signal from up there. And welcome back to Ray. Ray, up in Sandy Springs there. And it's good to hear you back in here since first of the year, I guess. But it's cold here too. It's right now it says 29 degrees, possibly low 20s, high teens tonight, and with a couple of wind advisories and cold advisories and all that kind of stuff going on down here. Other than that, beautiful day. So anyway, good to hear everybody. I think we'll have a fine net tonight. WA4KM. This is KA4AMI. Raps.
Well, okay, Eddie Brown, you got a great signal coming into West Georgia over here, and yeah, we just all have to bundle up. It's only going to be for a few days. Anyway, people up north probably think we're crazy. They're always like Minnesota. Those guys are 10, 15 below and snow every day, and they don't think nothing about it. They're used to it, more prepared, I guess. All righty, let's break with Eddie Brown and go pick up Steve, W4MA. Steve, and then we'll pick up some more on the peanut roster. Over to you for your comments. WA4KM.
Yeah, WA4KM from W4MA. Good evening, Kevin. Good evening, all you guys that are checking in. The name here is Bill, Bravo, India, Lima, Lima. I'm in North Georgia between LJ and the Dahlonega. Weather here is about the same as everyone else. It's cold. I don't care if it's 30 degrees or 20 degrees. Haven't looked at the thermometer lately. It's supposed to get down to forecast as is. Supposed to get down to 10 tonight. We'll see. I've had a fire going downstairs in the fireplace for the last couple of days. It's just something nice to do during this cold weather. Someone mentioned leaving the faucets dripping. Even though everything is winterized, I'll probably do so as a precautionary. Bob, I hope you're doing better. Sound like you've been under the weather. Did not know that. But best wishes and hope for the best. Hello to you, Eddie, and hello to you, Alan. I hope all is well down y'all's way. WA4KM from W4MA.
Okay, Bill, I don't know why I said Steve. I know you, and I got you even on my notes as Bill, and don't ask me why I said that, but I apologize for butchering the name of Bill. But anyway, good to hear you got a good signal coming into West Georgia. Okay, next on the list, we pick up Alan up there on beautiful Lake Cheerful. In Woodstock. It's probably iced over Lake Cheerful this afternoon or last night. Over to you, Alan. Info OZI WA4KM in the pre-net.
Okay, Kevin. This is the info OZI. Got to turn this down a bit. A little too much drive. That looks a little bit better. We're on the 7300 transmitting into the Blue Ameritron and receiving on the RSPDX tonight. A little change of pace and seems to be working out pretty good. Yeah, it's going to get cold. It's going to get cold. It's good to hear you in there, Bill. And my good friend Kevin, too. Both of them good friends of mine have been here a number of times, and we are looking forward to Dalton coming up at the end of next month. That's going to be good. Trying to get some cameras ready for that. I wear a little camera for video, and from the images of the camera being such high resolution, I can make pictures from it, so I don't have to concentrate on taking pictures. It'll just do it as I go. At least that's the theory. It may not work, but we'll try it and see what happens. Waiting on a part to get here tomorrow, and it'll do it. So we can get some more pictures from my QRZ page or FamFest. So that's the theory. We'll see how it works out. I got to do some tests on it, but to be honest with you, I wanted to do some tests on it outside, but it's been so freaking cold, or it's been rainy. The weather's just not cooperated, so I really hadn't done much with this camera. So it's just sitting here waiting on better weather. Although I don't know. Dalton may not be good weather at all. But I'll wear my plug-in heated jacket when I go up there, and if I need it, if that's needed. Anyway, not much else going on here. Just I need to get to work on this other Collins power supply. It's just sitting here looking at me, and I keep threatening to work on it. I'll get sidetracked, and I'll probably do that this week, hopefully. And hopefully it doesn't get too cold. The coldest I've seen here in Atlanta is -5, I think it was, and I think that was in January of '84, I want to say it is. -5, -6, something like that. It was pretty doggone cold, and that was pretty surreal. I remember being on the interstate, and we were bumper-to-bumper traffic, and the cars weren't moving very fast, and the wind wasn't blowing, and it was so cold that the exhaust from the people's cars were vaporizing into these little smokestacks that would rise up about 30 feet above the car. There was trail around everywhere because it was so cold that it would do that. I remember sitting there looking at that going, that is surreal. And it was just really odd. And that was the coldest I've ever seen it down here. So hopefully I was hoping I'll never see that again. That was way too much. Anyway, back to you, Kevin. Appreciate you calling the pre-net, and we're looking forward to the net. WA4KM, in for OZI.
Okay, Alan, I appreciate it. And 84 -5. Yeah, I know it's been cold. Anyway, all right, well, not down the hatch, and hope you and the XYL are doing good, and looking forward to seeing you at Dalton, too. I've got my same old tables I've had for years in the brick building. Okay, well, let's take a standby here, and then we'll pick up Manuel. But let's take a standby here and see if anyone would like to get on the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swat and Fellowship pre-net roster. If you'd like to get on that roster, please come now at this time. WA4KM.
WA4TXQ.
WA4FHY.
W4, I diddle.
Okay, hey Sam, I already had you on here anyway. Good to hear you back. Let's see, let me get up closer to this mic. And see, I got Roy, W4I diddle, and I got WA4FHY. Is that correct?
That's correct. My name is Paul, and I'm in Old Hickory, Tennessee.
Okay, Paul, well, thank you there. I got you down here on the roster. Make a little note here. Okay, anyone else? Did I miss anyone else that'd like to get on the pre-net roster before we go on down the list? Please come now.
J4CWW.
Okay, there's Perry. Hey, Perry. Sounding good this evening. Alrighty, well, let's go pick up Manuel up there on the tallest mountain in Florida. I bet he ain't up on that tallest mountain. He's probably down low where it's warm. Over to you, Manuel, for your comments. WA4KM.
WA4KM, KW4TV. No, I'm not. I'm in the shack. But everything's covered. Appreciate you picking me up, and what sure is good to hear I just do in here. I got a room full of you, big boy. I think we're going to get down to about 17 to 18, and I don't think it got out of the 40s today, but anyway, I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting around taking it easy, living a good life. So, Phil, with that, we'll pass it back to you, and thank you for listening. Round table or whatever it is, and I'll pass it back over to you. WA4KM. This is KW4TV from the tallest mountain in Florida.
All righty. Well, you sounded good, Manuel. Good signal, good audio coming out of Florida, down there on the Gulf Coast. And, yeah, y'all bad. And that's cold for y'all. And I think it's supposed to get down here to 12 tonight. Right now, it's 23. I started out doing that. It was 25, and then now it's down to 23. Okay, let's see if Greg, you had something going on. Let's see if you got that thing straightened out. WA4I, over to you for your comments. WA4KM.
This is WA4I. First I'll ask you, is this any better?
Oh, yeah, that's much better.
Okay. WA4KM, this is WA4II. Yeah, I'm transmitting on the FT991, and it don't really like AM. It's a pretty good sideband radio, but it just don't like AM. And I had to play with it a little bit. So I've got a little receiver that turned the volume down low and got off frequency, and I started playing around with it. And what I did is I added 5 watts to the carrier and lowered the audio from 50 down to 40. And I tried to set it with another operator back, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks ago. And got it to where he said it sounded good to him. Well, in the meantime, I've done a little switching and swapping around here. So this is the only radio I've got in the house now. The rest of it's down at the shack, and it's too cold down there. Presently, 20 degrees. I got down to 11 last night, and I don't usually leave my water running now. My house has a crawl space under it, and it don't. So far, I mean, we've had colder temperatures than this, and it's never froze. So I think I'll take a chance on it. Anyhow, good evening to everybody. This is let's see, let me think a minute. WA4KM. This is WA4II.
Well, okay. Well, you sounded good that time, Greg, on the 991. I've not had one. I know what those are. I've not had one of those, but it sounded much better. Alrighty, well, we'll break with him and pick up Paul, WA4FHY. Paul, I heard you say your name right, and if I didn't write down the location, I think you told me, but if you could, appreciate it. This is WA4KM in the Tuesday night Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap Pre-Net.
WA4KM, WA4FHY. Yeah, I'm in Old 20 miles northeast of downtown Nash Vegas. Just sitting here listening to everybody that's in that balmy, nice weather. I'm like Bob. We're kind of in a deep sleep. Said on TV a while ago that it's been 380-something days since we've had a high that's above, a high that's below freezing. So it's brisk here. Anyway, running a IC 7300 into an AL 811, and been listening around a lot. Usually listen to you guys. Good to hear Bob back. And back to you, Kevin. WA4KM.
Well, okay, Paul. Well, yeah, sounds good. The 7300 is doing you a fantastic job. You got it set up good, and the amp's doing a fantastic job. And I appreciate you being there this afternoon. Okay, next on the list, we got Roy down here in Pensacola. Roy, are you staying warm down there, you and Miss Gail? W4I diddle diddle. WA4KM.
Woo! Well, all right. Good evening, Kevin. This is W4I diddle diddle, Roy, in Pensacola. It's chilly down here, too. We're found on the net. It's been about 35 years since I put on lawn handle. Well, I ain't done lawn handles on this season, but I got a pair of that goes all the way to the floor. And I guarantee you, them cut-off britches is laid up on the shelf. So there you go. Now, let's see. I don't have to overthink it now. I haven't heard anybody say here. But it's cool. It's in the lower 30s, I'm sure. I don't think it got out of the 30s today here at my house. So that's unusual for Florida. But anyway, so much for the weather. Manuel, you're fully quieted here at my house, as they say on FM. And sounding real good. Well, I'm on this day
Daisy May this evening, a BMW 5100. And she's a little on the chilly side this evening. I've had her on for a while now, but I didn't think she was going to get too hot, that's for sure. Well, let's see. That's about it, Kevin. I'm just here for the net, being all the good signals, and everybody was checking in, and I'll turn it back to you. We'll be sitting here waiting on the book to start. Good job, Kevin. From level 4, a better Pensacola.
Okay, Roy. Well, I talked to Todd, your, I can't remember if he's your nephew or whatever, but I know he's related to you, up in Nashville last night, and he said they had 8 inches of snow in Nashville, so they got hammered pretty good. So, anyway, long handle fins of the floor. Lord of mercy. All righty, well, we'll bring Roy and right at the bottom of the list here, a big long list, and we'll pick up Perry. K4CWW, Perry. I wonder if you're in Alabama or in Fayetteville. It's over to you for your comments in the pre-net, WA4KM.
Okay, Kevin, thank you so much. WA4KM, K4CWW. I am in Fayetteville. Kind of glad to be here, I guess. The high today was about 35, but it slipped back down in the 20s. But Tuscaloosa was 17 degrees this morning, and I think it's supposed to be around 9 or 10 degrees tomorrow morning. So I'm better off in Georgia than in Alabama, but good to hear everybody tonight. It's a pleasure to be with you. My wife and Jerry, Will's wife, they fixed up some nice food for me. I got a plate of hot food here. So I'm fat and happy. The last comment, Ron Johnson got me into trouble today. He decided to recommend I take a VFO out of a Ranger. And that became more than a one-day project. I don't know what to think of that. I guess I'm going to find out because I'm pretty well committed right now. Anyway, tomorrow's another day. Hope everybody has a good one tomorrow and a better one the day after that. WA4KM, K4CWW.
Well, I tell you, that VFO and that resistor and the Rangers and the 500s, you know which one I'm talking about. I call it a death resistor, but thank God Ron put it in Blues Ranger, which I still have over here. And I didn't have to, so he's already fixed that one up. I hear it's quite a job. Okay, well, I've reached the bottom of the list, but we got 2 minutes. Let me see if we can pick somebody else up before we go back to the top of the list here. Anyone else that'd like to get on the Tuesday night edition of the SAMRC, which is the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net? If you'd like to get on the pre-net roster, please come at this time. This is WA4KM.
This is India, November.
Okay, hey Don, I got K5 there, Chef G, and then I heard an Indian. Could you give me a call, India,
India, November, Steve, and Equality.
Okay, hold on. There's another guy trying to double with you. Come back with that again. I believe that was Steve. What did you call again? I did get the end in November. Someone double with you. The other guy, hold on 1 second. Come on back, Steve.
This is Alpha Echo 4, India, November, Steve, and Equality on the peanut whistle.
Okay, Steve, you were good that time. There were some, y'all done perfect doubles, but I got you. AE4IN, Steve. Okay, and who was the other gentleman?
Hey, Tom.
Okay, I got Tom W9T8B, and then I had a Hotel Mike India.
Yes, sir. Kilo Charlie 5 from Louisiana.
Nothing to add to that. Just to have some guys on. I'm just an early morning guy. And for the first time ever, I just turned on to let's see what I can hear. So y'all keep it going at 73. Name is George here. I'm just north of Baton Rouge, KC5HMI.
Well, I'm glad you stopped by, George. Don't run off. We got a long list, but I'm glad you stopped by. KC5HMI. So I got you down now, so you'll be on the roster, and appreciate you stopping by. Okay, well, and I got you, Tom, and then I got A4IN up there too. And Don, of course, K5HFG. Okay, well, at this time, well, let me do my little thing. Guys, everyone that's out there listening, I know Ron probably, he said his site's blowing up, but I like to draw attention to it because it's a good website, and he's working really hard, overtime, I'm sure. He was talking about he may run out of room, but don't let that thing from going to you can see what this club is about, pictures, but if you'd go to w4ami.org, and that's Whiskey 4 Alpha Mike India.org, Oscar Romeo Golf, you can look on it and see all the beautiful rigs and wants, and there's a membership list, and if you want to get a certificate, just a lot of information on there, and he's done a great job with it. Okay, well, I ran over, but I wanted to get that in, and oh, by the way, Mike's working on a project, guys. If y'all want to go in there and look, he's got the kind of what is that? That's I think it's a 20 V2 or 3 that he's working on, or a homebrew. It's huge. I know that, and it's beautiful. I think Ron just put that up this afternoon. With that, I'll send it to you, Sam, and I'll be here. I'm going to grab a bottle of water real quick. I've done drank this one, and we got a long list this evening. So KF4TXQ to take it and become W4AMI. This is WA4KM. Kevin over here in Villa Rica, the city of Golden, West Georgia. Over to you, Sam.
Thank you very much, Kevin, and man, what a great pre-net. I'll tell you right now, and it is a bunch of folks in here. We're glad to have them. We're glad to have you in here running the pre-net. And so I'll bear watching. You know, I don't want to leave anybody out. I don't think I have the list exactly as you had it, but I've kind of been writing folks down as I heard them check in. So you know how it is. It may just be wandering toward the end, but anyway, we'll just smile and go on. This is Kilo Fox 4, Tango X-Ray Quebec, Dadeville, Alabama. I'm going to assume the call, W4AMI. This is the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swapping Fellowship Net. And boy, I'll tell you what, it's cold in Dadeville, Alabama. It didn't really get out of the 20s here today. And it almost got up to 30, but it just got close like horseshoes. It leans to being cold. But anyway, let's just hope for the best. I hope nobody got hurt by this bad weather, and you know, we just have to keep on plugging, keep on doing the best we can do. And don't you love global warming? Thank you all, Earth. But anyway, this is the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swapping Fellowship Net. And let's see, Kevin, you got anything further? What I'll do is make any comments now. What I'll do is I'll turn it over to you toward the end of the net. How's that? Over.
Yeah, that'll be fine, Sam. I'll follow you down through here, and the ones you didn't get, while we get to the end and I've got them, we'll take care of it. Thank you, sir. But no more comments from the city of Gold. We've got a big long list, so I'll turn it back to you. W4AMI, WA4KM.
Mighty fine, Kevin, and I hope you and Miss Susie are staying warm. I'm telling you what, it is something. But anyway, we're just going to rock along. All right, I'm going to go down the list here. Now, I heard Dan earlier today in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. W4CDJ, are you there still? Over. Well, I expect not, said the constipated fly. But anyway, we'll just rock on along. And I did hear Perry, K4CWW in Fayetteville, Georgia. Perry, are you there? It's your turn, sir.
Wow, that's super service. K4CWW. Evening, Net. 4 Oscar Romeo Golf. 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 4 Os
Good evening, everybody. It is a little bit nippy. Take care of yourself. Don't have a whole lot to say. Had a busy day. Not enough accomplishment to suit me, but there's another one around the corner. We'll see how it goes tomorrow. And I hope everybody in the net has a good day tomorrow and a better day the day after that. K4CWW.
Got a good signal here, Terry. I guess you're still talking off the end of your wire, off of that end-fed antenna, but it's doing a good job, no doubt. All right, let's see if Virgil's in there. W4OLJ, Sweetwater, are you there?
I am, Sam. W4AMI. In the net, this is W4OLJ. Thanks a lot for picking me up there. Awful quick there. I don't want to run ahead of everybody else. But anyway, it's cold up here. We've got 9 inches of snow on the ground, and it's 18 right now, 18 degrees, and it's supposed to go down to 3 in the morning. So we got the fireplace going, and got the electric furnace going, and and got a gas stove in the basement. So we're ready, hopefully anyway. So back to you, Sam. Doing a great job, and everybody sounds good that I've heard here. W4AMI. This is W4OLJ in Sweetwater.
Mighty fine, Virgil. Well, you sounded great on your regular rig with just a stone-crushing signal. It's just really great. And I hope y'all got a pot of chili on the stove there or something, because we need something to run to. I had to go in there and get me a pot of coffee going just to try to send some chilies away. You know how it is. Anyway, this is W4AMI with the Southeastern Radio Club Swapping Fellowship. And here we're going to ease on down the list here. Did Andy Brown get in here? KA4AMI. Williamson, are you there?
W4AMI, this is KA4AMI. I saw him here, and Sam, you got a dynamite signal, likewise everyone else. But you're sounding great. And yes, it's cold here too. Thank you and Kevin for doing the net. And I have a couple of guests, Miss D and our stepdaughter, my stepdaughter Jennifer's down here monitoring tonight. They wanted to know what all this is going on in the basement. They're finding out finally after all these years. Anyway, when you take your turn, if you say where you are, that helps them realize how far these signals are coming. Anyway, weather's cold here, and the temperature now is 29 degrees right down the road at the University of Georgia weather station, and it's supposed to get down in the 20s, low 20s or high teens, and forecast, watch out for black ice also. The wind, it was 16 miles an hour here about 30 minutes ago, but it's calmed down to about 8. Let's see, I wanted to comment on the website. Ron's posting some new stuff, just got posted on some of the builds that we're doing, and it really is impressive. On the bill page there, so take a look at that. Let's see, that's about it from here. I'm on the BC1G tonight, Gates, on the nighttime power, and let's see, we're feeding the Gates with another Gates producer, and listening on the 75A4 by Collins, and using the end-fed half-wave antenna. Sam, great job. You and Kevin did real well. Are doing real well. 73s for now. This is KA4AMI Williamson.
Okay, mighty fine, Andy Brown. Well, you're doing great on the gates. It's sounding fine and putting out a great signal. And of course, you're running off the end of your wire too, and it's a good way to go. I'm telling you what, those things do extremely well. And man, I'm looking across the gorge there, looking west, and I'm seeing the tops of the trees that have some limbs still on and everything, and they're moving quite a bit. So we got quite a bit of wind as that front moves in here with that cold air. And that's the way it is at Lake Martin. At the 492 level,
and that cold air just kind of filters in and settles down, and it's real close to the ground, cold. You know how it is. But anyway, I imagine it's pretty cold up there too with the wind blowing like it is. All right, well, let's keep going down the list here, and we'll see what's happening. WB4GWA, Dr. Ron, are you there? Over.
Well, I am indeed, Sam. W4AMI from WB4GWA in Concord. Well, I'm looking at my thermometer, and it's 72 degrees here in Concord. No, that's inside. Let me... It's falling. It's 28 right now, and it's falling, so it's going to get cold. There's no question about it. But we're doing fine here, Sam, and yeah, I want to just mention for those of you who might be looking at the website, if you scroll over to where it says More, and scroll down under Restorations Part 4, you just have to scroll down on the thing. Restorations Part 4, you'll see the new additions today of the 20V3 that Mac is working on. And I would encourage any of you who are working on a project to be sure and send me video or pictures or whatever, and I'll be glad to post it for you and get it on there so everybody can take a look at it. And don't let Peter fool you about that Ranger. He's enjoying tearing that CFO apart and rebuilding it. That's a job, I tell you. I've done several of them over the years, and Lou and I used to kid one another about it all the time. And if he wanted something done, he'd bring it over here, and he'd tell me to do it, and so it's a job for sure. And hello to Steve, AE4IN. Steve is one of our good friends in the net. He's secretary of the organization, and always good to hear you, Steve. I'm glad you checked in, and hope to hear you more from over there in Equality, Alabama. All of you stay good tonight. Stay warm. W4AMI, WB4GWA Concord.
Mighty fine, Dr. Ron, and I'd like to thank you again for all the wonderful stuff you do to keep that website going. And I'm assuming you're on Millie tonight. You're sounding great. Over.
I'm on the Ranger tonight, Sam. I decided I'd give Millie a little bit of a rest.
Well, the Ranger sounds great, and you're on the people's radio almost. I don't know what you got following it, but whatever you got following it is doing the job. All right, thank you very much, Dr. Ron. Good to hear you, and good to hear everybody. All right, let me jump around here on my list here. I'm going to do the best I can. But anyhow, let's see. Kevin, KK4GZQ up in Nonsuch, Kentucky. You know where?
Sam, I just happened to walk in the shack and turn it on.
Well, there you go. It must have been two great minds thinking alike. It's your turn, sir. This is W4AMI.
Well, I'll be darned, Sam. I hope I gave the 610 enough time to warm up here. W4AMI with the net, KK4GZQ, and good evening to everybody. On the BC610G here tonight with the R392, the old mousetrap, and full wave loop. We've got about 4 inches of snow on the ground here in the Lexington, Kentucky area, and there's also more come Thursday night and Friday. Of course, temperatures are cold, and we're battling our normal battles with that. Sam, I'll send it back to you. And certainly, I had just come in here and turned it on, and there you were calling my name, my call sign, and that kind of surprised me, Sam. And thanks for running the net. W4AMI, KK4GZQ.
30 over.
Well, you're sounding great, and that must be the magnetism of the old mousetrap that lived here at one time in my past, and you got it given a good home. It's sounding great. Okay, next we got Tom, W9TAB in Pensacola. Tom, it is your turn, sir. W4AMI.
Kevin, thanks for doing the pre-net. Yeah, I won't do what I did last night. I checked in at W4AMI. Bye, guys. Bye.
Tom. Thank you for being there, and let's hope that the weather is not too disastrous where you are. I tell you, you better throw another log on the fire and pull up the cover. But anyway, let's see. We got Greg, WA4III in Rogersville. It is your turn, sir. This is W4AM.
This is WA4III. Well, maybe you can tell me well enough. I'm running about 20 watts of carrier, 25, something like that. And, of course, it's low level modulated, so but it's cold, 19 degrees on the front porch, and I don't know, somebody said it was supposed to go down from 7 last night and 4 tonight, but last night it got down to 11. I don't know what it's going to do tonight, but anyway, we'll just take what we got. But thanks for picking me up, and I'm just struggling along here with the FT991. Maybe it'll work. W4 in the net, WA4III.
Okay, this is an unsolicited comment, but I think you could do with a little more audio. I'm copying you fine, but your carrier is much higher than your audio level, so you might check that. But anyway, good to hear you, Greg, and hope things are good in Rogersville. Okay, let's see, going on down the list. I wonder if your neighbor, Dr. John, KN4 Mike Echo in Killen, Alabama, is there. Dr. John, are you there? Over.
Well, I'm trying to be. Let's see if I got wait a minute. No. It works better if I put the B plus on out of tune position. This KN4 Mike Echo just walked out of the cold shack, but I'm feeling good. And I guess if I leave the big rig running here, it'll heat the shack up a little bit. Back to you, W4AMI and the crew, KN4 Mike Echo.
Okay, Dr. John, well, you sounded mighty good. I hope your shack gets warm soon. I'll tell you what, this global warming is getting to be rather chilly. But anyway, we'll just rock along. All right, let's stay in Pensacola town. Roy, W4I Diddle Diddle. It is your turn, sir. W4AMI.
All right, thank you, Sam. I heard John check in. I don't know if you got him or not. But anyway, VZS has checked in, so you might put him on your list. Good to be here this evening, Sam, and hear everybody. And as Miss Minnie Pearl used to say, I know some of you may be thinking, I wish they quit doing that, but I enjoy referencing to Miss Minnie Pearl. She was a great lady, and I used to love to hear her come out, and she'd say, "Howdy, I'm just so proud to be here," and I'll never forget that. She's, as I said, was a great lady. Anyway, it's good to be here this evening and hearing all the good signals and all the good comments and things of that nature. Sam, I'm running, as I said earlier, Miss Daisy May this evening, a B&W 5100 B model, and the B stands for beautiful. I'm running a MC300 receiver. Excuse my cough, I don't know what's going on here. I guess I'm smoking too much on my pipe. I'm running Power 813s in the B&W amplifier, and the antenna is a double bazooka, the apex of 930 feet. And not all that high, but I'll get pretty good service out of it. I've had it up there for a couple of years, and I enjoyed it, the antenna. Well, there's the sound. Just enjoying this evening, and hope everybody, as I say, and I'll turn it back to you with this little statement, Sam. I hope everybody out there in Radio Land feels as good as I look, and that includes Manuel.
Chicago from W4, Pensacola.
Okay, mighty fine business, Roy. Always a pleasure to hear you, and I always enjoy references to Miss Minnie Pearl. I was a great fan of Minnie Pearl also, and my mama and Minnie Pearl, believe it or not, were classmates at Ward Belmont College up in Nashville, Tennessee. So anyway, she was quite a lady, and I can still see her walking out on the stage of the lineman, you know, with that hat, with that tank hanging off of it. But anyway, good to hear you, Roy. Okay, let's see if Stan is there. W4KR in Walhalla, are you there, sir? This is W4AMI.
Yeah, good evening, Sam. W4AMI, W4KR. Well, good evening, everybody. Copying most everybody pretty well. Occasional down signal, but it's power and propagation related, I expect. Anyway, as I said, you've got a pretty good crowd in here tonight, Sam. Glad to hear that. Something I want to mention tonight, and it's something that just came across the wire about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Our Joan and my university, the University of Michigan Board of Regents this afternoon, the Board of Regents is the governing body of the school, put out a statement this afternoon after they held a special meeting, re-emphasizing the university's position on cancel culture and all that monkey business that's been going on, the shutting down of conservative thought process. They reiterated a policy that they restated a policy that was put in place originally in 1988 and been in place ever since. That there will be none of that stuff allowed on this campus, and people got a right to say what they want to say, and we may agree with some, we may disagree with some, but it doesn't matter because everybody has that constitutional right. Hooray for the guys in blue. That's it, Sam. W4AMI, W4KR.
Okay, Stan, we're glad to have you with us, and I'm glad that your Board of Regents are at least getting to the basics and so forth, and looking back to the basics. You can't look forward to the basics, they're not there. But anyway, I hope Miss Jones is in there keeping the law going so that it'll take a little of that pressure off of you. Appreciate you being there, Stan. Appreciate all you do for the net. All right, let's see. M4ZI, you there? Over.
Yeah, okay, Sam. Caught me off guard. Let me see if I got it. Yep, I got it. It's M4ZI. I was over here moving a heater, trying to get another heater out and get it going. Just all this talk of cold temperatures got me a little bit worried. So anyway, also this M4ZI, Alan over here in Woodstock. I'd like to say hello to Steve, AE4IN. Steve, I've not heard you in a long time, and it sure is good to hear you check in. Steve and I go back long ways. He was back with me in the 90s when we were selling some of the old boat anchor gear that old Joe Batchelor had there in the old schoolhouse. Gosh, that goes back a long time. So it's good to hear you in there. And not much else really going on, just sounding good on the net, so I'm going to turn it back to you there, Sam. And we appreciate you calling it, and Kevin, appreciate you calling the pre-net. And back to you. W4AMI is N4OZI.
Okay, Alan, mighty fine. Well, I'm glad you mentioned Steve, because I was going to bring him up shortly, so might as well do it now. It's good to hear AE4IN, and we joined up about the same time, and when I hear Steve's call, I always think about us going to Prater's Mill and camping out and all those good times that we had and so forth, and those days are gone now, but the memories are still burned into my mind. And really enjoyed that. We, cook a little breakfast, cook a little lunch, and then sneak off somewhere and eat. But anyway, Steve, AE4IN, it's your turn, sir, and glad to have you back on the air. This is W4AMI. Over.
W4AMI on the net. This is AE4IN. And thanks, Sam. I appreciate that. And it's correct. It's probably been over 2 years or better since I've had an opportunity to join in with this fine group, do the scheduling complex. And it just so happened today I was here, and I apologize for the peanut whistle. I look around and there are multiple opportunities to do better than this. But it's such a pleasure to hear old familiar call signs and a lot of new call signs. So I'm using the peanut whistle. It's the NICOM 706, but it's fed into a half-wave 80-meter dipole that Mr. Jimmy and I cut resonant for this frequency in 2007, right after I moved to the wilderness. And that's another one I missed. Sam, you're doing a great job. It's wonderful to hear everybody. I can't guarantee I'll be here a lot, but the opportunity came this up, and I decided this is where I need to be right now. So generally, our update here is 23 degrees indicated, looking for a low of 15 tonight. Update here has been such a pleasure. Sam, I turn it back to you. I've been in and out for a few minutes and listening. It's such a pleasure. W4AMI, back in net control. This is AE4IN.
Okay, Steve, mighty fine. We're glad to have you back here with us, and appreciate all you've done in the past for us, and hope things are going well up there in Rockford or wherever you are, out there in Elmore County. And anyhow, this is W4AMI with the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swamp and Fellowship Net. And let's stumble on down the roster here. Let's see. Mac, W4AX in Ball Ground, Georgia. I'm glad to hear you making good progress on that, restoring that 20V3. That's a beautiful looking rig. Over to you, Mac. It's your turn, sir. This is W4AMI.
All right, W4AMI, W4AX. Thanks so much, Sam. Thanks for running the net, and Kevin, thanks for running the pre-net. You guys always do a wonderful job. Bob BKC, we got to get him in here, Sam. Bob, I hope you're feeling better. You've been in my thoughts and prayers. Alan, the tubes that I got from you are absolutely perfect. Thank you so much. Dr. John, I'm glad we canceled. Butch is snowed in Pulaski, so it's a good thing we made that call. We'll schedule again soon. And just for others' information, I have a 20B3 that's new to me. It was on 640 KC, and I moved it up to 3885 megahertz. And it's putting out a legal limit into a dummy load, or not legal limit, it's putting out 1,000 watts into a dummy load. And tomorrow I'll get the modulator going, and then I'll work on a sequencer, switch it back to low power mode, and do the final cabinet assembly, and I should have another AM rig on the air, another one saved from the junkyard. But anyway, it's been a fun project and a ton of work. Back to you, Sam. W4AMI, W4AX, ball ground.
Okay, great signal and sounding great as always, Mac. And I'm wondering when you do the modulator, if you're going to run the triode connected push-pull modulator tubes in the audio modulator. Over.
No, I'm going to leave them tetrode, 4400s, modulated by a pair of 4400s. I'm going to keep it completely stock, at least for a while, Sam. Over.
Roger, Roger. I just wondered about that. But anyway, it's going to be great whatever you do. I know that. All right, let's see here. John, K4VZS in Pensacola. It is your turn, sir, and always good to hear you, John. And I hope you're not too cold there in Pensacola. This is W4AMI.
W4AMI, K4VZS. Well, it's cold. And at my age, it's bad. Anyway, Sam, gotta get up in the morning, go to Mariana. Gotta meet a bunch of Tallahassee hams over there and have dinner. I just got in late. I'm supporting the local medical profession. And
They tell me everything's great, but I just can't figure out why I don't have any energy. But that's the way it is. And the Johnson Pro up, listen on the NC, or the HRO 60. And it's putting out a couple hundred watts. I'm on low power. But, anyway, all is well. I'm stuck a transformer or a mod transformer into a Ranger today. Gotta finish hooking it up. I'll be ready to go with that. But I can't complain about anything, Sam. Mac, I thought you'd have it out tonight. Didn't make it. Oh boy, you do beautiful work, Mac. W4AMI, K4VZS, let's go. Oh, it's 32 degrees, 31 degrees here now. W4AMI, K4VZS.
Mighty fine, John. Mighty good to have you with us. And man, you're sounding great as always. And Dick Stillwater is doing a fine job. So anyhow, you do beautiful work too, John. And you know how it is. We just have to rock along, do the best we can with what we got. All right, this is W4AMI with the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swamping Fellowship Net. And let's see here. I got a couple other folks here. How about Mr. Bill, W4MA in LJ? It is your turn, sir. This is W4AMI.
Yeah, W4AMI from W4MA. Good evening, Sam, and all those on the net. Thank you, Sam, for net control. Thank you, Kevin, for the pre-net. Great to hear everyone's signals are pretty good. Probably some stronger than others, definitely. Name here is Bill, up between LJ and Dahlonega. Weather here, it's cold like about everyone else. We're 18 degrees presently. I just looked a few minutes ago. They say it's going to get down to 10 or maybe even a little less tonight. We'll see. Talking about even a little light sprinkle in the snow. We did not have anything except a little light ice. Thank goodness. I think some other guys north of me got quite a bit. On solid state tonight with a amp, and I'm down to one rig doing some home improvements, and just got one rig on the small table. Hopefully next week I'll have everything situated. Everyone stay warm, and Sam, as they say, the check is in the mail. Thank you for your help. W4AMI, W4MA, 73.
Glad I could help. Mighty fine, Mr. Bill, and I hope things go well up there in LJ, halfway between LJ and Dahlonega. It's a little too cold to get out there and dig for gold, I'll tell you that. But anyway, okay, this is W4AMI with the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swamping Fellowship Net. And let's see, Richard, W4WFL in Pensacola, are you there? I must have been mistaken. I thought he was in there, but that's all right. Okay, Manuel, KW4TV on the tallest mountain in Florida. It is your turn, sir. War Eagle to you, Manuel.
W4AMI. Maybe I got it right. War Eagle back to you, buddy. Sounding good. W4AX Max sounding great. Everybody's sounding great down this way. John and Tom and Roy. Ooh, I got a room full of everybody. Just glad to be here. And no too cold for me. 17 or 18 tonight, so I guess we're gonna have to take some cover up the pumpkins or something, not get any frost. Good to be in here, and thank you, Kevin, for doing the pre-net. I'm on my Ameritron with an 811 tonight. Always good to hear everybody. Sam, with that, I'll turn it back to you. Stay warm, my friend, and thank you for doing the net. W4AMI, KW4TZ.
Mighty fine, Manuel. Good to have you with us, and you're sounding great, too. You know how it is. The weather affects propagation, and the weather and propagation do as they please and do it very well, regardless of what we want. But anyway, that's the way it goes. But it's a good night for AM, and just love it. All right, let's see here. Let me check around and make sure I got everybody that I have checked on my list, and I think I pretty well have. Let's see, one other station I didn't call. I guess I got them all, the ones I had kind of made on my little preliminary list. So let me sound it out to Kevin. WA4KM, I think I'm going to turn it over to you and see if we've missed anybody, and maybe you close out the net. How about that? WA4KM in the city of Gold, Villa Rica, this is KF4TXQ, turning the call over to you now. Over.
Okay, Sam, I appreciate it. Good evening, everyone. This is Kevin, WA4KM. In Villa Rica, assuming the call W4AMI. Thank you, Sam. That's a big, long list. I tell you what, and you done a great job with it. Okay, yeah, we've got a couple left here. We got George out in L.A. and then Don, and then, of course, Bob up there. Let's go ahead and pick up Bob. Bob, K4BKC, I know you've been down with the weather, and we're keeping you lifted up in your prayers. So let me send it up there to Columbia. K4BKC, over to you, Bob. W4AMI.
KP4BD. Well, W4AMI, this is K4BKC. Well, good evening again, Kevin, and everyone on the net. Welcome to the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net. It's always a pleasure to be here. I am feeling a little better. I appreciate you thinking about me. The weather's the same here as it is everywhere else. It's cold. We're supposed to get down to around 3 below tonight. We've got about 8 inches of snow on the ground. So it's definitely winter time. And Mac, I'll look forward to seeing that project on the website. That sounds wonderful. Sure good to hear everyone. Thanks for picking me up, Kevin. Back to you. 7-3 to everyone. W4AMI, K4BKC.
Okay, Bob. Like I said, we're keeping your thoughts and prayers. I tell you, it works. I know I was down and out and sick, and I started to call up there, but Ron was keeping us posted. I know when you're feeling down, you just sometimes want to be left alone, but just know that we're thinking about you. And that's Bob, the president here of the Samrc Swamp Fellowship Net. Okay, moving over to Ray in Sandy Springs. W4OB, Ray. Come on in here, W4AMI.
W4AMI, this is W4OB. Well, thanks for picking me up, Kevin. I really appreciate it. Max, I'm really looking forward to the pictures that Dr. Ron is going to post on the website about your 20V3. Wow, that is one beautiful transmitter. I know that. I know Bob, and the 20V3 is as well. And Bob, I didn't know you weren't feeling so good. I'm glad you're feeling somewhat better, though. You know, there's a lot of sickness making the rounds. My wife, Nan, has had a severe cold and croupy cough for over a week. Fortunately, it wasn't the COVID or the flu or anything like that, but it certainly knocked her for a loop. That's for sure. There's lots of that going around. Let's see, a couple things, and good evening to you, Steve, if you're still there. AE4IN. I know, Steve, you are like, I don't know, number 3 or number 4 on the SAMRC list. So you are one of the very original SAMRC, for sure. So let's see here. I guess
sounding good over here into West Georgia. And yeah, old Steve Waters, he's the one signed my certificate. I'll spit it out here. Way back in 99, maybe? Anyway, me and Tom Painter were always on here together. But good to hear you, Ray. All right, let's see. We got to pick up Paul FHY and also Don HFG and then HMI George and Louisiana. But before we do that, let me just take a standby and see if we've got anyone else that would like to get on the roster for the Tuesday night Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net. If you'd like to get on the roster, please come at this time.
K3JWI.
W4CDJ.
Okay, hey Ken, I got K3JWI, W4CDJ. Dan, we called on you earlier, and I had somebody that was keyed up with no audio, but I got Ken and Dan. Anyone else?
KO4SSY.
N4OYT.
Kilo Alpha 3, Foxtrot Zulu Oscar.
Okay, let me tell you what I got there. Hey, Billy, we were talking about you earlier. KO4SSY, and then we got K4OYT Chuck, KA3FZO, and I believe there was another one in there.
Kilo Tango 4 down to Delta.
I don't know. Okay, I heard someone else in their key at the beginning of that, but I think you said, is that KK4AD?
There was a Tango 4 Delta, LZO, I think, in there, Kevin.
You double with him, Billy. Hold on 1 second. He's tried to a couple of times. Get the Alpha Delta station. Come back again. Guys, stand by for 1 second. Let me get him.
Tango 4 Delta Delta.
Wow, I was way off. There you go. KT4 Delta Delta. Okay, there's a couple of them that doubles with you. Okay, let me tell you what I got real quick on these, and we'll pick the other guys up. K3JWI Ken, Dan CDJ, Billy KO4SSY, Chuck OYT, and K3FZO, and KT4 Delta Delta. Did I miss anyone? Okay, good deal. All right, well, we'll pick you guys up here in just a second. We got 3 ahead of you, and we'll be right with you. Okay, let me go back up my list here. Paul, up there in Old Hickory, Tennessee, I hope you hang around. WA4FHY, it's over to you for your comments. This is W4AMI.
W4AMI was through WA4FHY. Fine signals, trying to figure out Wordle for today. And, man, it broke out in a sweat a while ago when John was talking about it being 32 degrees down there. No, and it's tied over 12 degrees here. So, got a lot of people to pick up, so let me kick it back to you. W4AMI, WA4FHY.
Okay, well, I appreciate you hanging around there with you, and it's got a good signal too, by the way, coming out of Old Hickory, Tennessee. And I hope you'll come back again on Tuesday night. And we got several other nets which we'll put out there. We got another one on Thursday, the Gulf Coast Mullet Society, same frequency, and also the Monday night Eagle Net, and then back to here Tuesday, and they're on 3885 and 6 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Central, and then the Mullet Nets, they start at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Anyway, just in case before you got out of there, if you want to participate in some of the other nets and anyone out there that might be listening. Okay, next on my list, I've got K5HFG. That's Don down there on a cold, blistery Tick Ridge. Don, it's over to you for your comments. W4AMI.
W4AMI, this is K5HFG. You're right, it is cold on Tick Ridge. 14 degrees, 3 inches of ice on the ground, and the county says they're not going to clear up the roads until the ice melts. what can you say to someone like that? So I'm going to sit here and freeze for a couple more days. I don't think it's going to get up above freezing in the next 2 at least. But thanks for picking me up, Kevin and Sam. And I'll catch you guys later. I'll let everybody else go ahead. 73 and catch you later. W4AMI K5HFG.
Okay, Dan. Dan, you hit 30 at one time. You good solid 20, but good to hear you this evening, and bundle up and stay warm. Okay, next on the list we got George over in Louisiana. If he hung around, I sure hope he did. KC5 HMI. Over to you, George. If you're there, W4AMI. Okay, I just know if he'd be there or not. He was just passing through, but we got him on the roster. Okay, next on the list is Ken. I'm wondering, Ken, what's the weather up there where you're at? I'm sure you're probably in Tennessee. If you're up in Pennsylvania, you'd be probably snowed under. Give us a report up there, Ken. K3JWI, W4AMI.
W4AMI and the net, K3JWI. No, I'm in Harrison, Tennessee, where it's cold enough. And, yeah, we've got a couple inches of snow out there with ice on top of it. That always makes it a mess. And very good. Well, thanks for picking me up. I got in here just as the pre-net was, you were wrapping up the pre-net and Sam was taking over. And I thought, well, I'll just wait my turn, get the opportunity to say hi to everybody. And, Mac, if you're listening still, I hope that 20V3 gives you as much fun as I've had with mine. It's a nice old rig. I know you have many nice old rigs. You do a wonderful job of bringing them back to life, but we'll enjoy the pictures, and like I said, I hope you enjoy yours as much as I'm enjoying the one I'm using right now. That's what I'm transmitting on, listening on an R390A. Anyway, Kevin, thanks a lot. Sam, thanks also for running the show, and 73s to everybody until Thursday night. W4AMI K3JWI at 8 degrees tonight in Harrison.
Wow, 8 degrees. Okay, Ken, always good to hear you, and looking forward hopefully to seeing you at Dalton. You normally go. My screen just went out. I looked over here a minute ago. I started the net earlier. It was 25, 26, and last I looked was 21, but I guess I got my ladder line, some RF went over. I can't see the display. But anyway, good to hear you, Ken. Okay, we'll break with Ken and go up to Indiana. Dan, we called on you, or Sam called on you earlier. Give us a report up there. W4CDJ. This is W4AMI.
W4AMI and the Samrc Swap and Fellowship Net. This is W4CDJ. Dan in Lawrenceburg, Indiana. Southeastern part of the state where Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky kind of meet on the banks of the Ohio River. It's sorry it's so cold down there. We're having a nice balmy day here. It's 14 degrees. So it's warmer up here than, well, from some of the reports down there in Tennessee and what have you. But not a whole lot going on here. We're on the T368, listening on the R390A. Same old double bazooka antenna up there, about 50 feet to the apex. Everybody's sounding good. Sorry I missed Sam calling me earlier. I must have snuck off to the supper table. But since I got back, everybody's sounding fine business. Good copy on everyone. Nice to hear K4BKC in there tonight, and everyone else. Thanks for picking me up, Kevin, and I apologize for not being here when I was called. W4AMI and the net, W4CDJ.
Okay, Dan. Yeah, I think the low bob's going to be -3. Wow. I think that's going to be tonight. I don't know if that's right now, but I did reach over and bump my outside weather station. It's 20.5. 20.5 out there. Brr, and the wind's blowing 9.9 miles an hour, so there you go. I have seen 15. Okay, next on the list, and where have you been hiding at, Billy? We haven't heard you in a few days. KO4SSY up in Murphy. Over to you for your comments in the Tuesday night Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap Fellowship Net.
Well, good evening, Kevin.
waterfowl pretty much, but it turned out to be more geese than anything. So we got fine, we still waterfowl, but had a really good hunt. Shot a lot of birds, probably one of the better hunts, stateside I've ever been on. You got to go to Canada to get there one day. We'll probably back up there at 25. And then I got back home. I've just been, hadn't been this man. It's like one every week. Just I start getting bugs and set on so forth and so on. So it's good to be back. Good to hear everybody. Actually, come in. I left out 5 o'clock in the morning, ran down to South Carolina. Anyway, I come back in at 3 o'clock in the morning, barely made it up the hill. We got folks snow here, but I left this morning. It was only wet, no snow, but anyways, up that hill when you first come in the gate and head up, it's a good long hard pull, and it's probably about a 12-13% grade. I spun from the bottom to the top. Anyway, I won't keep rambling on and on. It's good to be back, good to hear everybody, and it's good to be missed. I appreciate the thoughts and the wonderings of where I've been. So with that, I'll give it back over to you, W4AMI. This is Kilo Alpha 4 Sierra Sierra Yankee here in beautiful Murphy, North Carolina. Over.
Well, okay, Billy. Yep, you were missed for sure. Well, you're playing hooky on us, but you're doing good, all for the good cause. I'm sure you're out enjoying the hunting and so forth. Okay, we'll break with Billy up there in Murphy, North Carolina. And well, wow, what a list. I'm down here. We're around at 30 check-ins. That's the most we've had in a long time. And we're not done yet. Okay, Chuck. I believe that was Chuck I heard in there. K40YT, Chuck, it's over to you for your comments in the W4AMI Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap Net. Go ahead, Chuck.
W4AMI, good evening, Kevin, and all of that. Call is November 4, Oscar Yankee Tango, Nasty 4th Old Yellow Tiger. We're over here in the swamp close to Savannah, Georgia, on the west banks of the River Styx, where it's about 44 degrees. Not too bad. Not going to get near as cold as the folks up in North Georgia. Thank goodness I don't need no cold. My old bones can't stand it. Anyway, we're playing with the flexible 3000 radio and the old Dentron Clipperton L amplifier, off-center fed antenna, and just sitting back and enjoying listening to the AM signals. Y'all carry on, and we'll be listening. N40YT, back to the net.
Okay, I was thinking, yeah, I caught you in there. All right, well, you're sounding good. Great signal, too, by the way. And I appreciate you stopping by and checking in with us. Got a good signal. Okay, next on the list, I've got KA3FZO. It's over to you, sir, for your comments. This is W4AMI.
Okay, W4AMI. This is Kilo Alpha 3, Foxtrot Zulu Oscar. Name is Gary, and we're located in Havana, Florida, just outside Tallahassee, I guess. So, anyway, just we get in here when we can, and I always enjoy listening to the AM broadcast stations and so on and so forth. 44 degrees here in Havana this evening. Started out at 56 this morning, and I guess we're looking for 20 degrees this evening sometime before morning. So anyway, nothing else here. Just like I said, enjoy hearing everybody. I did talk to Bob Moody today, W4WSZ, and I told him I was going to try to get in here, and he told me to say hello to everybody for him from out there in Monticello. He's still feeling a little bit under the weather out there. So anyway, back to you, sir. W4AMI, KA3FZO.
Well, okay. Well, we appreciate it. And you got a good enough signal, so I'm sure everyone heard you on there. And we appreciate you being there and stopping by. Okay, we'll be taking some more final check-ins here after we pick up KT4 Delta Delta. It's over to you, sir, for your comments. This is W4AMI.
W4AMI, KT4DD. I'll do 1230 in Pensacola here. I'm in Cantona, North Pensacola. Had to defrost the windows in the car to get back home tonight, and was dripping a little bit of water. But I know it's getting close to start time, so throw it back to W4AMI from KT4DD. Thanks.
Okay, well, you didn't need to rush, but you got a good signal, and thanks for stopping by and checking in on the Tuesday night edition of the Samrc Swap Fellowship Net. Okay, I've reached the bottom of the list. We'll open it up and see if anyone else would like to get on the roster this evening. If you'd like to get on the roster, please come at this time. This is W4AMI.
Kilo Lima 7 Yankee, KL7Y.
W4WW Charlie.
Okay, that pushed us over to 30 mark. I got Kilo Lima 7 Yankee, and also we got W4WWC. Anyone else?
KA3IWS.
KA3IWS. Okay, guys. Well, let me go up here. It's a new call on me, KL7Y. Come on in. This is the Tuesday night Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap and Fellowship Net. It's over to you for your comments, and if you would give me a name, please, sir.
Okay. This is Kilo Lima 7 Yankee. Thanks for letting me jump in here and check in. I don't get on AM much, but I heard you guys and been listening here for a while. It sounds like a really fun group, so I wanted to give it a shot. Apologize if there's any problems with the audio or anything like that. I don't get this rig on AM very often, so I don't know if I have it set right, but it looks okay. Name's Seth, Sierra Echo Tango Hotel. SCTH, Seth is the name. I'm here in the town of Molina, Georgia. I guess I'm about 45 miles, maybe 50 miles south of Atlanta. It's 27 degrees here. The wind's been whipping around a little bit. We're seeing 17-mile-an-hour wind gusts still. It's been a heck of a week for weather, which I'm sure everybody else can relate to as well. Don't have much else. Like I said, just wanted to jump in and say hello and really enjoyed listening to you guys so far. I'm going to try to get in here more often now that I know that it exists. So we'll turn it back to you. Thank you. This is KL7Y.
Well, okay. I know where Molina, Georgia is. I dated a girl years ago in Molina, down there around, Thomaston yep, I know exactly. It's down towards Butler and that area there. I'm out here in West Georgia. And yes, please do stop by, Seth. I've got you on the list. We have some other nets too, same bunch of people, just different calls and nets. Thursday we'll have another net, that's the W4GCM, the Gulf Coast Mullet Society net on 3885 Thursday. They'll start at 7 o'clock Eastern. And then Monday they'll turn it back over. You got the Eagle net, the WE4AM, and then Tuesday here at 6 o'clock Eastern time, your time here, which is the Southeastern AM Radio Club Swap Net, which has been going on since 1999, I believe it is. And if you'd like to look and see what the net's all about, they got a beautiful, beautiful website. And if you'd like to join, there's no fee. But the website address is W4AMI, Whiskey 4 Alpha, myindia.org, Oscar Romeo Golf. You can look, there's beautiful rigs on there and a roster, and if you want to become a member, you can, and get a certificate and check it out. Okay, next on the list, we got W4WWC. It's over to you for your comments. This is W4AMI.
W4AMI, this is W4WW Charlie. Well, good evening, Kevin, and everybody else that might still be on the net here. Kind of late getting in here, but we're kind of snowed in and froze in here, but I want to jump in and say good evening to everybody. Enjoying all these good AM signals. Good to hear you on here, Kevin. Beautiful signal up here with me. Name here is Mark, and I am located in the northeast corner of Tennessee, where it's 17 degrees, and we've got a skip of snow, 17 degrees, and a little bit of wind, but not too bad. But it's been a pretty rough week there for sure, like it has been for everybody else. But I did want to jump in and stick my hand out and say good evening to everybody, and thanks so much for picking me up. I enjoy it, and I'll send it back to Ned at this time. W4AMI. This is W4 WW Charlie.
Always good to hear the WW Charlie, Mark. Appreciate you stopping by, and you got a beautiful signal, by the way, and out of Tennessee, and good to hear you as always. Okay, wow, this is the biggest list we've had in a long time, but we'll move right along. We've reached the bottom of this list, and we'll see if we got any more. We'll do the Alpha and Omega call, as Sam says, but before we do that, let me pick up KA3IWS. Sir, it's over to you for your comments. W4AMI.
W4AMI and the group KA3IWS. So real fine, and good to hear everybody in here this morning. Or this afternoon. I got in here kind of late, so I'm just coming in here on the tail end. So, but good to hear you, Kevin. You're really loud. A couple other signals I heard pretty loud in there too. And Seth, good copy on you. This is a fun a lot of guys in here are involved in a lot of sideband activities as well, but this is the fun. So anyway, I'm prejudiced for AM, so there you go. Good guys. It wouldn't be anything if it wasn't for them. So there you go. And my name is Bob. I'm in Lexington, South Carolina. I'm using a Knight T150, and I am. Don't look like I'm putting out very much, but I'm having a full wavelength antenna. So that's the scoop here. Back to you, Kevin. W4AMI, KA3IWS.